When my 17-year-old daughter, Lily, was banned from my sister's wedding, I didn't argue. I didn't beg for an exception or try to reason with anyone. I just said, we won't be attending. And that was it. My name is Charlotte Miller. I'm 39, a nurse practitioner living in Vermont, and I've been Lily's mom since she was 3. She came into my life with big, quiet eyes that seemed to study everything around her. She didn't speak much at first, just watched like she was still deciding if the world was a safe place. The first time she called me mom, I cried alone in the car after preschool drop-off. It meant everything to me. From the start, I made her a promise she would never feel unwanted in my family again. I thought I was doing okay with that promise until the wedding. My younger sister Brittany got engaged last spring. Big announcement, giant ring, and an Instagram caption that sounded like a bridal magazine ad. I congratulated her, of course. Lily even handmade her a card with paper bells and glitter, and so much effort it made my heart ache. Brittany smiled when she got it, said it was sweet, and then tossed it into the back seat of her car. I found it there weeks later, half crushed under a fast food wrapper. But Lily stayed excited. She kept looking up dresses online, asking if she should wear her hair up or down, wondering if she'd get to help with decorations. I could tell she was hopeful, nervous, but hopeful. Then the invitation arrived. It was one of those heavy glossy envelopes with gold trim. I opened it at the kitchen counter while Lily was doing homework at the table. It listed all the usual details: date, time, dress code. Then my eyes landed on the line that shifted everything. Adults only, 18 and over, strictly enforced, no exceptions. I read it twice. Lily must see my face change because she looked up from her notebook and asked, "She doesn't want me there?" I answered, "It's an 18 and over wedding." My voice was calm, but my hands were trembling. She was silent for a moment, then asked, "Is it because I'm adopted?" That question cracked something deep inside me. She didn't ask it with tears or anger, just a flat, tired tone like it was a fact she'd long suspected. I said, "No, absolutely not." But I knew what she meant. I knew exactly what she meant. That wasn't the first time Lily had been made to feel like an outsider. It wasn't always obvious. It didn't come with yelling or cruel words. It came in subtler ways, like when my mom would refer to Lily as Charlotte's girl, instead of calling her by name, or when Brittany would say, "Your daughter," like Lily was some neighbor's kid tagging along, not her niece. I kept hoping it was unintentional, that maybe they were still adjusting, that if I explained enough times, smiled enough, stayed patient enough, they'd come around. But the signs kept piling up. Like the time we showed up to a family dinner and Lily offered to help in the kitchen. No one acknowledged her. Not a single word. She ended up standing near the sink holding a plate of vegetables, unsure what to do. Or when we went to Easter at my parents' house and every grandchild had a personalized basket with their name on it except for Lily. Hers just said Happy Spring in generic fun. She didn't say anything. She just held it and smiled politely the way she always did. The first time I saw her truly disappointed was when she drew a picture of our family, me, her, and my husband, Eric, and gave it to my mom. It was a sweet sketch with bright colors and little hearts. My mom said, "Thank you." Placed it on the table, and that was that. Later that day, Lily asked why it wasn't on the fridge like her cousin's drawings. I didn't have an answer. I wanted to believe they just didn't realize how they were making her feel, but over time, I realized that wasn't true. When Lily was 6, she told my dad she wanted to be an artist. He chuckled and said, "You'll need to think about something more practical." When she was 8, she wanted to help plan a family. And Brittany told her, "That's cute, but maybe let the adults handle it." It was constant, not aggressive, not loud, just dismissive, and always enough to make Lily hesitate. I kept thinking I could fix it by showing up, by including them in her birthdays, her school plays, her life. But the more we showed up, the clearer it became. They never fully accepted that Lily was here to stay. Part of them, I think, still believed I'd eventually have my own child. That Lily was a temporary chapter, a kind of noble gesture they could applaud from a distance. As if someday they'd say, "Remember when Charlotte fostered that sweet little girl?" They never said it out loud. They didn't need to. And the wedding invitation confirmed it. It wasn't just a formality. It was a line in the sand. A message. She's not really part of us. Not where it matters. I didn't respond to the invitation. I didn't call Brittany or try to argue my case. I just went online and clicked not attending. No explanation. Just no. The next day, my phone lit up with a message from her. "Hey, just saw your RSVP. Is everything okay?" Then another one. "If this is about the age thing, I hope you understand. We're being super consistent with everyone. Nothing personal, right? Nothing personal." Except it was. Lily wasn't some distant cousin. She wasn't a coworker's kid or someone's +1. She was Brittany's niece, my daughter. She was 17, not 7. She had made a card, picked out a dress, asked about hairstyles. She wanted to be part of it. And now all of that was being dismissed as a technicality. I didn't reply. A few hours later, my younger sister Melissa messaged me. Tessa said, "You're not coming. What's going on?" Then my mother called. She never calls unless something is wrong. So, I picked up with a sinking feeling. "Charlotte," she said, "I heard you're not going to the wedding. Is this really about the age limit?" I said, "Lily wasn't invited. I'm not going without her. She's almost 18. There was a pause. Then my mom said, "It's not like she's a little kid. She's family." I waited. She didn't add anything else. No apology, no acknowledgement of how Lily might feel. "Don't punish your sister over this," she added. "It's one night." I didn't argue. I just said, "We're not going." And I hung up. That should have been the end of it, but it wasn't. The group chat started buzzing. First it was Melissa. "Can't believe you're making such a big deal over one rule. You always have to cause drama." Then Brittany. "This isn't about Lily. You're making it about her." And finally, my mom with a long paragraph about forgiveness and family unity and how hard it is to be in the middle. Meanwhile, Lily deleted the dress photos from her phone. She didn't cry. She just quietly erased the pictures like they no longer mattered, like she had expected this all along. And that more than the wedding, more than the texts is what hurt the most. She wasn't surprised. She had already learned what I spent too long trying not to see. They never truly saw her. And deep down, she knew it. Time passed. The wedding came and went. No one apologized. No one brought it up again. It was like they expected everything to go back to normal. Like Lily's exclusion was a minor hiccup, not a deep wound. Then December rolled around. Every year I hosted Christmas. That had always been the tradition. I cooked. I cleaned. I bought extra folding chairs and pulled out the big table leaf from the garage. I did it all even when I was tired. Even when I didn't feel like celebrating. Not this time. I didn't send invitations. I didn't start the group chat. I didn't plan anything. When my husband Eric asked, "Should I go ahead and order the chairs?" I just shook my head. "No extra seats this year," I said. He didn't ask questions. Lily didn't either. They both understood, but the silence, that's what got to them. Around mid-December, the messages started rolling in. "Melissa, hey, are we still doing Christmas Eve dinner at your place? Let me know what I should bring." "Brittany, of course, we'll be 5 again. Let me know if Lily wants anything special this year. If she's even going to be there this time." That one almost got me. If she's even going to be there this time, as if Lily had chosen to miss the wedding. As if her absence had been some dramatic teenage tantrum instead of a deliberate exclusion. I didn't reply. Not to that, not to any of it. For the first time in years, I didn't scrub the floors or decorate the mantel or stock up on wine. I didn't pretend. I didn't perform. And when they didn't hear back, they started calling. First, it was my mom. I let it ring. Then Melissa, then Brittany. Eventually, my dad left a voicemail. "Charlotte, we just want to know what's going on. Your mother's upset. It's not too late to do the right thing." The right thing? As if the right thing was welcoming people who had excluded my daughter. As if feeding them dinner would erase the pain they never acknowledged. So, no, we didn't host anyone that Christmas. Instead, we made lasagna in our pajamas. Lily baked sugar cookies in strange little shapes that barely held together. We watched movies. We laughed. We opened presents early. No one walked on eggshells. No one translated passive-aggressive comments. No one fell silent when Lily entered the room. It was quiet, peaceful, whole. And that's when I realized something. All these years, I had mistaken tradition for love. I had confused obligation with connection. I thought that hosting meant I mattered. That being the one who held everything together made me part of something. But that Christmas, without the noise and the pretending and the weight of forced togetherness, I saw it clearly. Peace isn't quiet because nothing is wrong. It's quiet because nothing's being ignored. It was a few days after Christmas when it happened. Lily was curled up on the couch under her favorite blanket, sketching in her notebook. She always drew when she needed to process something. People, feelings, moments that were too big for words. I was folding laundry in the same room when she paused, pencil hovering over the page. Without looking up, she asked, "If I wasn't adopted, do you think they'd like me more?" My hand stopped moving. The question hit like a weight I wasn't ready for. I sat down beside her. "Sweetheart," I said gently. "They might have pretended better. But the way they treat people who aren't like them, that was never about you." She looked at me then with those same big, serious eyes she had when I first met her. The kind of look that feels older than her age. A look that says she sees everything, even the things no one wants to admit. "I don't think I want them to like me anymore," she said. It wasn't bitter. It wasn't angry. It was calm, final, like a choice she had made to protect her heart. And that was the moment I stopped waiting for an apology. I had spent so long trying to keep the peace, making excuses, hoping they would come around if I just stayed kind, stayed patient, stayed small. But my daughter wasn't small. She was strong. She was clear. And if she had the courage to draw a boundary, then I would have the courage to hold it. A few days later, my father called again. I didn't answer. He texted instead. Your mother isn't sleeping. She feels like she's lost you. We know we messed up, but that doesn't justify shutting everyone out. That's not who you are. I stared at that message for a long time. That's not who you are. For a while, I used to wonder the same. I used to question whether I was being too harsh, too sensitive, too cold. But I think this is who I am. I'm someone who finally understands what she will and won't tolerate. I'm someone who knows that keeping peace at the expense of her child's dignity isn't love. It's fear dressed up as loyalty. And I'm done being afraid. Then came the final blow. It was a voice message from Brittany. One of those carefully measured recordings where every sentence was wrapped in sugar but carried a blade underneath. I just think it's sad, Charlotte. You always made such a big deal about how much you love Lily, but now it feels like you're using her as a shield. Like anytime someone doesn't treat her like royalty, you cut them out. That's not healthy. That's not parenting. That's obsession. I didn't listen to the rest. I deleted the message and blocked her number. Because if loving Lily fiercely completely without apology is considered an obsession, then so be it. Yes, I am obsessed. I am obsessed with showing my daughter that she deserves to be included, that she never has to earn love by being quiet or polite or easy to ignore, that she should never mistake tolerance for acceptance. I'm obsessed with protecting the one person who needed me the most, the one who never got the benefit of the doubt, the one who had to prove she belonged in a family that claimed to love her, but never showed her how. And no, I don't regret it. I regret the years I stayed silent. The holidays I invited people who treated her like a guest in her own home. The birthdays where she smiled while others barely looked at her. The thank you she said to people who didn't bother learning her favorite color, her hobbies, her laugh. I regret every time I tried to keep the peace instead of standing up for her. But not anymore. Lily doesn't ask for much. She never has. But what she needs, what she's always needed is a mother who chooses her every time. And that's exactly who I am. I'm not the keeper of family traditions. I'm not the peace negotiator, the event planner, the one who smooths things over so no one feels uncomfortable. I'm Lily's mom. And if that means closing the door on people who can't see her worth, then I will close it gently, quietly, but for good. Because this isn't about revenge. It's about love. Love that doesn't shrink. Love that doesn't apologize for existing. Love that says you matter. And I will never let anyone make you feel otherwise. The new year came quietly. No countdown, no noise. Just the three of us, me, Eric, and Lily, sitting around the fireplace playing a board game she got for Christmas, laughing at how bad we all were at it. And in that quiet, I finally felt something I hadn't felt in years. Relief. I wasn't waiting anymore. Not for the next text. The next dig, the next awkward dinner. I wasn't planning how to balance the feelings of people who had made my daughter feel invisible. I was simply living with my family, my real family. Looking back, there were so many moments when I could have spoken up louder sooner. But healing doesn't always come with a grand speech. Sometimes it comes with one small change, like saying no, like not setting out extra chairs, like letting the silence speak for itself. And when I think about Lily's question, do you think they'd like me more if I wasn't adopted? I still feel the weight of it. But I'm proud of her answer. I don't think I want them to like me anymore. Because that wasn't bitterness. That was clarity. That was her learning the most important lesson I could teach her. That love isn't supposed to hurt. That it doesn't ask you to earn your place. That it doesn't disappear when you make people uncomfortable by simply existing. So, if you're listening to this and you've been there, if you've ever had to choose between peace and pretending it's okay to choose peace, it's okay to stop explaining. It's okay to stop hoping they'll change. And it's okay to protect your child, your heart, your peace, even if that means disappointing everyone else. Because the truth is, love that asks you to shrink isn't love at all. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you've ever stood your ground for someone you love, tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. Like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, sometimes silence is the loudest, most powerful truth you can give.